Reunification of East and West Germany with the fall of the Berlin Wall, Persian Gulf War, the first digital picture, Les Horribles Cernit, reparation of the Hubble Space Telescope, creation of Europe Union and North American Free Trade Agreement, release of the first movie made by a computer, expansion of the internet and the World Wide Web, mad cow disease, first mammal clonation, first DVD, and Princess Diana disease, boom of the mobile industry, first appearance of Euro, Ellen Collins, the first woman commanding in space mission, total shutdown in Chernobyl nuclear plant, publication of the Human Genome Sequence Project advances, terrorist attacks to the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, destruction of two colossal Buddhas, the euro gained more power, Columbia Space Shuttle disaster, invasion of Iraq by USA, Facebook birth, tsunami in Thailand, Katrina hurricane, decease of John Paul II, gay marriages in Spain, birth of Twitter, Michelle Bachelet, the first woman that won presidential elections, Lebanon War, Virginia Tech tragedy, launch of the iPhone, Barack Obama was the first Afro-American elected as president in the United States, birth of WhatsApp, the pandemic H1N1, earthquake in Haiti, oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, rescue of 33 Chilean miners, Egyptian revolution, earthquake in Japan, theory of the end of the world, renouncement of Pope Benedict XVI, Syria war, Ebola disease, disappearance of 43 students in Mexico, Cuba and United States retake diplomatic actions, reappearance of the Islamic State, Jesuit Charlie movement, Patricia hurricane, and terrorist attacks in Paris. It's the cooperation among countries that have allowed transculturalism and strengthening of international economies through the removal of economic barriers to encourage the flow of goods like capital and services. Radical acts that tend to use violence to intimidate, usually an opposing government and its civilians. This term is widely used in the political atmosphere. The word influence ruled just by a leader country that obviously is a huge influence and rivalry to the other superpowers. This powerful nation clearly heads the direction of the international economy, technology, and culture. The 20th century is characterized as the century of informatics because a lot of inventions and innovations have been developed. In few words, nowadays our lives depend on these things such the internet, digital gadgets, and revolutionary apps because business, education, communication, and many other things are clearly influenced by visionary persons. In my point of view, this concept born just after the European nations decided to group themselves as the European Union with the purpose of gaining more power than the US. But then the giant capitalist country started to make threats. So both continents, Europe and America, started to scale the barriers of economy and to eliminate the chains of the free interchange of goods. I also think that instead of fight for power, nowadays each country is looking for competitiveness and prosperity, and this causes their search of cooperation and unity to reach their own goals. From my own perspective, I can say that these attacks have been triggered due to fanatic religious ideas, but mainly political interest like soil or oil, because the more developed countries always have a certain level of ambition. United States is the country of success, but also is the nation of war, because American land is in constant conflict with the Middle East countries. The battle between Iraq and US remains in the present, and the conflict with Syria is another problem that the Islamic State is managing with tragedy, and have responded already by murdering dozens of innocent civils in Paris. It's very clear that the Cold War represented a power war between the Soviet Union and the United States. So it's also obvious that after this conflict, the winner will be considered as the more influential country. Well, US obtained the glory after the decline of the socialism and spread the culture of capitalism all around the world, and then the global authority and influence were among Americans. We are the digital era. Nowadays, babies born with an inner computer, literally. All the aspects of our lives are ruled by digital gadgets. We can store colossal amounts of data, and the intelligent cell phones with the internet are the communication and fun canals by excellence. The social media apps are incredible. They allow us to share with the world who we are. Nevertheless, all these tools and innovations are damaging our values too. Things as piracy, cyberbullying, cybersex are affecting in a huge way the society, and also the security of nations and the intimacy of individuals are very vulnerable to the attack of the famous hackers.